Hello everyone, I am Raktima. I am doing my PhD from Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur under the supervision of Dr. Jenia Mukherjee. Today, the topic of our presentation is a political ecology of dried fish, and we will be mainly focusing on the dried fish production and dried fish sector of West Bengal state in India. So, political ecology, what, why, and how? So it has a broad set of concern that revolves around society's relationships with the non-human environment, environmental change, political practices as advanced by people, resource management mechanisms, knowledge claims, etc. Let's hear from Dr. Jenia Mukherjee about how political ecology has expanded its scope of applications over time across the spectrum of interdisciplinary research.
There are several theoretical frameworks such as social ecological systems approach, resilience studies, etc. to explore small-scale fisheries, more importantly dried fish production and value chain. But then why political ecology? So from the name itself, we can understand that political ecology enables us to understand landscapes and settings not as politically neutral or value neutral, but as political landscapes and political settings. So it explores power hierarchies, choreographies, inequities, right, that affect intersecting social ecological systems in profound and complex ways. And these days political ecology has also expanded its ambit by not only studying conflicts but also mapping the wide spectrum between conflicts and collaborations, so by exploring mediations among different actors, sectors and stakeholders existing, operating, shaping and getting shaped by dried fish social economics. Finally, I think political ecology is very important and especially for all of us, because it not only seeks theoretical and academic commitment but also ecological commitment. So a researcher becomes grounded, embedded and motivated to craft high impact pathways by upscaling episteme-induced action research, and this remains a motivation forever.
So, based on our literature review of dried fish in South Asia, we realized that very few research on dried fish has been done yet using the lens of political ecology. Although many research has used frames of political ecology, especially to discuss the pressures of political economy on small scale fisheries, fisheries trade and competition over the sea leading to overfishing, but this kind of critical assessments are apparently inadequate in context of dried fish sector, which apparently heavily depend on marine fishing. And more critical appraisals around fisheries governance, such as how conflicting interests or multiple interests in contested sites influence the decision making processes in fish production, and these need to be addressed by case based approaches. So during our market survey, we visited a wholesaler's shop in Sharafuli of Hooghly district in West Bengal, and almost all of them cited rapid depletion of fish stocks, fish diversity and changing patterns of fish habitats as the main challenges that they face in their trading activities. So they are mainly concerned about the exploitation of small fish which are caught by trawling nets used by large scale industrial troops. Moreover, transportation of dried fish from auction centers or the dried fish camps to wholesaler or retailer markets is quite a challenge for them, because there are police patrolling and they have to pay bribes for carrying stinky materials. So, based on these understandings, we have developed some questions here which seek explanations and answers from the lens of political ecology. Again, the value chain of dried fish is attuned to not only this sort of economic relationships among the producers, workers, traders, consumers, but also to the political logics, political agendas in which cross-border value chains are sustained. So the value-added activities are often steered by more organized global value chains in which price, convenience, and quality-based competition play a major role. And this initiates unequal competition among the formal and informal organizations. There are small-scale informal organizations, there are large-scale informal organizations. So inter-organizational conflicts generate. As the owner prioritizes trade investments and exchange relations inside the market networks in pursuit of profit, it erodes the imperatives of values, relationships, ecological sustainability, and labor conditions, basically. And the implications are reflected by the work environments, enterprise management, compensation distributions, contractual procedures at the organization levels. So also I would like to point out that the cooperative framework which the dried fish organizations of West Bengal have, that is very complicated in the sense that these are managed by the democratically elected committee who takes care of the financial and policy decisions like scheme, insurance, subsidies. And in many cases, this leads to non-transparent dealings with subsidies and other financial benefits, which serves the interest of an individual in the committee or local political bodies, rather than meeting the organization's interests. And then there are the regulatory confutations among the government's multiple agencies such as Fishery Department, Forest Department, Department of Land and Land Reforms, that are sharply disaggregated with the land requirements and benefit sharing for dried fish organizations in West Bengal. And then there is apparent silence at the policy circles. The dried fish sector has received almost no mention in both the state level and national level policy chapters. Most importantly, towards the latest plan period, the attention of national government has been anchored on mechanization, tourism, coastal and deep sea mining, trade and export centricism plans as a basis for policy formulation. Here are few newspaper excerpts thanks to our NGO partner Dakshin Banga Matsyajibi Forum, who are taking much efforts and initiatives to circulate various pressing issues and their actions against it. For example, the top left news which was published in March 23, 2022 talks about a scam and conflict which was reported against the dried fish cooperatives in relation to the central government's scheme of Bagnid and Integrated Marine Fisheries Development Plan 2 years back. And it was claimed that the subsidy, which amounted for more than $1 million was speculated and illegally went to the hands of some people who are not involved in fishing activities. Another excerpt unravels that the central government has a plan to construct Marine Drive as part of the development project along the shoreline of Digha in East Medinipur district. That particular shoreline is mainly used for drying fish in this district. Hence, the life and livelihoods of the small-scale fishers who are attached to the dried fish camps in Dadan Patrabar and Digha areas are severely challenged. With all these dimensions of politics and fisheries governance in mind, we advocate for multi-stakeholder engagement to design viable plan of actions, and initiatives need to be taken to bring together the NGOs, fishers, fish workers, academicians, and even bureaucrats to discuss constraints and potentials in the sector and how local opportunities and innovation can be harnessed through detailed lessons from the field. So literally time is very short. We end here today. Thank you.